Hey there, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs News Talk 790 KFYO, 8:30 to 11 in Lubbock, Texas. You can listen online at KFYO.com, and you can also download the Radio Pup app. Search for KFYO. You can listen to the show wherever you travel. Don't forget, subscribe below to our YouTube channel. That way, you'll know whenever the latest videos are uploaded. You can check those out on YouTube. We've got a lot going on today. Another GOP presidential debate. Donald Trump not there. He will not be in attendance at the Republican debate. Sad to see, in all honesty. I wish Donald Trump would be there. I know there are many Republicans who are not on the Trump bandwagon that are just giddy that he's not going to be there. But personally, I think he should be there. Donald Trump is the front runner right now, and people should hear from Donald Trump. And one of those ways is to be questioned by not only the other candidates, but by moderators themselves. Now, I know that there are some out there who are saying that Donald Trump is scared of Megyn Kelly. No, he's not. That's silly to think about. What Donald Trump is worried about, in my opinion, not Megyn Kelly, not Fox News, he's worried about losing Iowa, and instead he's going to hold a big pep rally instead of going to a debate. He's going to hold a big pep rally with a bunch of supporters in tow. It's going to make for great TV. Fine, whatever, who cares? He'll have his own rally, and the American people, more American people, will be watching the Republican debate. So whatever, Donald Trump, have fun, do your own rally, all that. You don't think you have to answer for some of your past statements? Whatever. We'll let the voters decide. We'll see how that shakes out for everyone. If Donald Trump really doesn't show up tonight to the GOP debate, this presents a huge opportunity for Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz could win the Iowa caucus tonight. If he has a tremendous debate, if he knocks it out of the park, if he really goes far and above Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz could absolutely win the Iowa caucus tonight. Now, I know there are a lot of you out there who are probably saying, but Chad, wait a minute, I've seen polling data that shows Donald Trump up by 10, 11 points. Yeah, I don't buy it. Donald Trump is probably up right now in Iowa, and I would say probably by about 5 to 6 points. But the polls that have been done that show Donald Trump up 10, 11 percentage points, they're thinking that 300,000 people will show up to the Iowa caucuses. It's just not going to happen, folks. This is going to be a much smaller, well, not a much smaller turnout, but it's going to be a smaller turnout than what those polls show. I think it will be a high turnout, relatively speaking, and compared to previous years, but it's not going to be 300,000 people who show up to the Iowa caucuses. That's not going to happen. So I look back at history. I've seen where the Iowa polls have been wrong before, including back in 2012 when everyone predicted Mitt Romney was going to win the Iowa caucus, and instead it was Rick Santorum who won the Iowa caucus. Now, look, if Donald Trump loses Iowa, that doesn't mean his campaign is over. Same thing for Ted Cruz, but it's nice to have. And if you're Donald Trump and you lose Iowa, that's a big hickey, in my opinion. And that's one reason I think Donald Trump's a little bit worried about showing up to the debate. I think Fox News just kind of gave him an easy out. And an easy person to blame in Megyn Kelly and the Fox News execs who wrote some press release about Donald Trump. But for Ted Cruz, back to Cruz. Cruz, if he does very well tonight, I think it'll give him a lot of momentum going into Monday night, the night of the caucus, because so many people will be watching the debate. I know Donald Trump and Trump supporters say the ratings will be down. Yeah, but still, a lot of people will be watching tonight's debate. And if Ted Cruz handles Marco Rubio well, and that's going to be something big to watch. The Marco Rubio versus Ted Cruz show will be what we see tonight. If he is able to handle the questions from Marco Rubio and the back and forth from Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz could absolutely get a huge surge going into the Iowa caucus, and he could absolutely win it, folks. Mark my words, Ted Cruz could win Iowa, and a big part of it could come tonight in the debate. For Marco Rubio, what does Marco Rubio have to do to improve his standing in Iowa? Well, look, he's probably going to finish in third place. I think his team knows that. I think a lot of his supporters know he'll probably finish in third place, but I promise you they will show up. And Marco Rubio, I think, has had a pretty good ground game. It hasn't been as good as Ted Cruz's ground game, but I think the Rubio camp has done pretty well, at least in the final days leading up to the Iowa caucus, and I think that for Marco Rubio, I think tonight could be a big night for him. If he and Ted Cruz really get into it and really debate back and forth, and there's not a clear winner between the two, I see Marco Rubio's numbers going up a little bit, and him still finishing in third place, but having a much better finish than maybe what some of the polls out there are showing us right now. So it's going to be a big night for Ted Cruz, a big night for Marco Rubio, but a potential home run night for Ted Cruz. So Trump, how does Trump win tonight? Well, on one hand, he already has. Why? Because we're already talking about Donald Trump. No one has shut up talking about Donald Trump. It's all Trump all the time, right? I mean, you're hearing Donald Trump's name. There are a lot of people who are still defending Donald Trump. That's fine. I get it. So Donald Trump has still won the night on one hand. And trust me, even though he's not going to be at tonight's debate, Donald Trump's name will come up and people will take pot shots at Donald Trump. So that'll be kind of interesting to see and see how that dynamic plays. For Donald Trump, how does he win, I guess, on a different level? I think if it is a blurred line between Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz, if they come out maybe about even in the debate and there's not a clear winner, then I think that helps out Donald Trump. That doesn't give a lot of momentum to Ted Cruz. But I think we will see a clear winner tonight. And I think both the Rubio camp and the Trump camp amped up, ready to fight tonight, ready to go and take their case to the voters. And it absolutely would not surprise me if Ted Cruz is the big winner tonight. Remember, subscribe below to the KFYO YouTube page and follow me on Twitter, Chad Hasty Radio. That's Chad Hasty Radio. Love to hear feedback from you guys, so leave your comments below. Let me know what you're looking for in tonight's debate. Are you looking for a big Cruz win? Are you looking for a big Rubio win? Jeb supporters out there, I don't know if there's anyone watching who's a Jeb supporter, but if you're out there, hey, let us know what you're expecting to hear from Jeb. Jeb Bush might actually come to life tonight. Who knows? I guess that's something to watch. If you're in Lubbock or on the South Plains, remember tonight, GOP, KFYO, Lubbock County Republican Debate Watch Party at 8 p.m. at Premier Cinemas over at the South Plains Mall. It's going to be wonderful. Come on out. Join us. Doors open at 7 p.m. It's absolutely free to attend. Debate starts at 8 o'clock. The first 100 people will get a free popcorn bought for them, and that's sponsored by Representative John Frullo and his campaign. So great to know that. And come on out and join us at Premier Cinemas tonight. Watch the GOP debate. I'm going to try to jump on Periscope during the debate as well, and we'll talk to you a little bit and get your thoughts as to what's going on. You can follow me on Periscope, Chad Hasty Radio. That's my handle across all social media platforms. Have a great day. Subscribe below to KFYO on YouTube.